Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. It's your boy Ran here with East Coast Athletics, and today is going to be a very eventful day. We have quite a lot of things to talk about. We have the finals of the 400 meter, and within that, we have some stuff that we do need to discuss, and also I want to hear you guys' thoughts on a few other topics. So let's kick it off. Let's begin. All right. So you guys are aware that the Jamaicans medal in the hurdles the other day. Wasn't able to go live. It was just a crazy day. Too much happening. And unfortunately, you know, work life. Had to be at work, so I couldn't go live. However, we're here today. So let's break it all down. We do have the 200-meter semifinal for men, right? Of the we saw the heats of the 200 meter for men, and I must say that we definitely have a few things to talk about. There is there's some things to talk about, really some things to talk about. Um, if anybody want to join the live, by the way, I put the link in the chat, so you guys could definitely click on the link, and I could add you guys. You could share your opinion, your views, and we could just keep it rolling. But anyways, I know you guys see Lavelle 200 meter, and that 200 meter was fire. He literally jogged, I would say, damn near the entire race. So with that being said, you know it's very clear the type of shape that he's in. And to be honest, I think no Lyles is in trouble. He's in big trouble because I know he has his heart set on that 200 meter because that's the one that mattered to him most. But sad to say, I think he's gonna lose. Because the way Lavelle ran that 200 meter, it was just crazy. He literally walked across the line and he shut it down from like 80 meters out. And when he got to like 20 meters out, he literally walked across the line. So there's so much left on the table as it relates to him. Like it's just mind-boggling what he would have ran if he had just went all out, you know, just keep his foot on the gas. Like it would have been a crazy time. I don't even think he was aware, until after the fact that that time would have been that time. Like I think he was shocked to see 1984. So I really think Noah Lyles is in trouble. And then I watched the other heats, and you got quite a few people that look really good. And his heats, he looked a little bit like he's exerting a lot more than his other competitors. So, you know, sad to say, but you know, that's really, really what I think about that. But there's also a few other people that look really good. And I'm gonna talk about them. So in the 400 finals that's gonna run today, I'm gonna start with the Jamaicans. Rashid McDonald looked like he's on a mission. really look like he's on a mission. It looks like he's back in that 43 shape that he was in, a couple years ago. Really look good. 44 0, that's really close to 43. Like he's pretty much right there. So I would really expect, and hope that he could get in the medals. Not saying it's gonna be easy, but he's definitely gonna have to run 43 in order to get in the medals, because I think there's quite a few athletes that are capable of dipping below that 40 44 you know margin. So definitely definitely think he would have to go 40 43 in order to get on the podium. Does he have the ability to do that? Yes, he definitely do. He's done it before, so um you know he's done it before, so he definitely can do it. So I think that's we'll definitely get to see that today. Um, yeah, once. Yeah, we'll definitely get to see that today. Right now, we have the 200 meter, the first semifinal of the 200 meter on track. Um, or Christopher Taylor. Christopher Taylor look pretty decent. We know he's just coming back, so it's gonna be a little challenging for him to get his feet back under him. He did run a PR, so he did run a PR, so that's good, really good for him, really good look. But right now we have his his um his semifinal. He is on the track. He's in semifinal one, lane number 9. They're using lane 2 to 9. Um, so definitely hope he makes it through. Van Niekerk is also in this semifinal heat. Aaron Brown from Canada is also in the heat in lane 3. And we have my favorite from the US in this heat as well, which is um Kenny. So race is about to go off. So also with the semifinal, after watching the semifinal, I think I'll be able to mount a solid prediction for the finals. Benerick is off pretty good. Christopher Taylor is off pretty good as well on the outside. Okay, Benerick 1989, pretty solid run from Kenny. Make it look pretty easy. You could tell that he's one of the middle contenders in the 200 meter. So I think he's 3-time silver medalist. Yeah, he looks really good. I think based on this run, I would say he's in 19.5 shape, because he could definitely push a lot more. Definitely push a lot more. Christopher Taylor, on the other hand, I think he finished like 5th. Um, he just need to get some more work in, but not a bad run. He made it out of the first round, made the semifinal. and finish fifth. That's not bad. You just need to get some more work in, and somebody coming in. Good morning, sir. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Again, if you wish to join the live stream, share your thoughts and opinions, you're definitely welcome to do so. Click the link and I'll just add you in. We just keep it rolling. So that all right, there we go. All right, so we were talking about Rashid and the 400. I mean, I just think he's back. He's back to his, original form. He's running pretty good. I'm really hoping that he could get on that podium because that would mean a lot for him. Oh, we got somebody in they're backstage. Some add you up here. Hello. I think let me see if your mic is muted. Yeah, I'm not hearing your audio. I don't know why. Not hearing your audio. See if you could add you back again. Yeah, something's not right with the microphone. I'm not sure. See if you could get it situated and just click on that link again. I'll add you right in. But yeah, I think Rashid is in really good shape. Hope he could get on the podium. I think it's just a matter of him trusting himself and executing his race the way he's supposed to. Uh, if he, I think if he gets out with the group and make it to the 300 mark with the group, he will definitely be in the top three because he could finish pretty strong. So I don't think that's gonna be a problem for him. So it's just a matter of getting to that 300-meter mark with everyone else. All right, as long as he's able to do that, then I think he'll be fine. His finish is good, right? And the first round and the semifinal round that he ran was pretty solid as well. So I mean, clearly it was solid, or else he wouldn't be in the final. So that's that's looking really good. We got Heat 2 on the track. I think they kind of stacked this Heat. They made it. I think they made it a little easy for the defending champion. All right, you don't got to do too much. You got in lane 9. I think that's a Swedish at least. Then Lavelle is in lane 8. Lindsay is in 7. Tobogo is in 6. And I think, give me 1 second. Let me see this. Then we have the young Australian got in 4. I mean, I'm trying to figure how did Lavelle get in lane 8, but I guess it's not a bad lane, so we'll take it. We'll definitely take it. And I mean, I don't think it matters which lane he's in. I think he just got to execute his race, and he'll be fine. I don't see him not making it out of this semifinal round. As I said, I think he looks really good. I think he could win. He could definitely win win the 200-meter championship. Already made up the stagger. He's in the lead. Commanding lead 2. And he's just bouncing. Oh, he's making it look easy. Ooh! Easy. So easy. 19.7. Very easy. Very, very easy. He beat Tobago. Like it, hey, that's 19. That's, to me, that's 19.4 shape. I don't see him losing this 200. I do not see him losing this 200. So as we speak, what are y'all predictions? What's y'all predictions for the 200 meter? Because I think at this point we can make our predictions, because I have my top 3 down already. I know exactly who I'm giving the gold to. I know exactly where the goal is going. The goal for the 200-meter men, is going to Jamaica. Lavelle is going to win the 200-meter finals. Hands down. I can't see it no other way. He looks too relaxed. The time is solid. I think Tobago is going to get the silver medal. And I'm putting Benerick in 3rd. I do not see Lyles in the top 3 at all. Yes, he always find a way to sneak in there. He'll probably try to beat Kenny, but I don't see it happening. I think Kenny has this one covered, because that getting off the turn slow and then trying to come back, it's not gonna work. I do not see it working. And the way Lavelle just ran 19.7, no way. No way he's gonna beat him. It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I really don't see it happening. I do not see it happening. Now we're gonna have to pull a miracle to really beat him. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, yeah. So I don't see, I do not see no Lyles winning that 200 at all. I really don't see it. Um it's gonna be real tough for him to win, much less make it in the top three. I think he's at this point he's looking at fourth place. I don't think he's gonna medal at all. But I mean, good morning, sir, Mr. Randy. Good morning. Mr. Randy? What are your thoughts on the 200-meter finals? What do you think the top three gonna be? Who you think gonna be in the top three? Because I think it's gonna be Lavelle taking gold, Tobogo silver, Kenny bronze. I don't see Lyles getting a medal at all. But we have his semifinal coming up. So let's see how he looks. But I don't think he's gonna be able to do much to convince me or to have me change my predictions for the finals. I think that that's what the top three gonna be. The only thing, and I would have, if I even make any changes, it will be just changes to third place, which would be replacing him and putting somebody else in. Replacing Benerick and putting somebody else for third. But I would have to see how this semifinal heat. Well, it's not. It's gonna be tough because we have some veterans in this semifinal heat. You got Zarnell Hughes is also in this semifinal heat, which he looked really good, and I think he's gonna make it to the finals as well. You have Andre DeGrasse in this semifinal heat as well. So DeGrasse hasn't ran anything superb. However, he's one of those athletes that shows up on race day, right? He shows up on race day. So, with that being said, I think the man to watch is this guy. That's what I think. He's the guy to beat. He's running too hard. 19.5. He's running too hard. And I guess he ran 1951. I think he's trying to send a statement, but I don't see him winning. Do not see him winning. So I think that the two fastest losers are gonna probably come from his semifinal heat, because four of the athletes in his race ran 19 seconds. So they're gonna come out of his heat. If you guys are able to watch the race and watch the replay, he ran the entire race. He is running all the way through the line. So I don't think he's going any faster than that in the finals. That's literally his best performance. That's what I think, based on how he just ran that. Because I don't think he could find. But as always, showman. So he gotta put on a show. But despite the time, I still have Lavelle winning. I think he did that so he ran that hard so he could get a good lane. But it don't make a difference. My predictions still stand. I have the top three, Tobago second, because the same thing happened last year. He went in with the fastest time, but Tobago still beat him. So I don't think Tobago finishing second or running the time that he ran is gonna change the fact that he can and will beat him. Benerick is in solid shape as well, and as I said, I'm giving the gold to Lavelle because despite inexperience, he looks really composed. He looks really good. I think as long as he don't get nervous or anything like that, and he focus on his execution, which it seems as if that's what he's doing, he'll be fine. I don't think they could beat him. I do not think they could beat him because he just ran 970, 978, and that effort was like 150. Shut it down, if that much. So that's pretty much what I'm gonna go with for right now. We do have the 400 men and women finals coming up. That's gonna be definitely gonna be one to watch. But before we get to that, we have the 200-meter women's semifinal, and we have the 800-meter semifinal as well for men. So somebody asked me the other day, like, what if I count Shericka Jackson out? And to be honest, I don't. However, Shericka hasn't been the Shericka that we know for a couple years now. And the reason for that, I think, is because she got injured. She was hurt. So with that being said, it's kind of like she didn't get the chance to get her feet back under her and get to that place that we all know that she can be. I think she's still working on getting there, getting back to that superb form. Whether if she's actually there right now, I don't think it's as visible to everyone. I think some people are in doubt, and to be honest, we really have to go based on what we can see. So if that's what we can see, that's what we have to go with. So and she's in the first semifinal heat. She's actually in lane 7. Brittany Brown is in lane 8. Hunt of Great Britain is in lane 5. The heat doesn't look that the semifinal heat for her doesn't look that bad. Look like she can make it out of this pretty easy. But I want to see how she run this race. And hopefully, that could speak to what she will be able to do in the final. I'm not saying that she won't. I'm not saying that she won't. I'm really not saying that she won't. But I want to see the semifinal first before I make any predictions for the women finals. I think she have the goods. We all know she got the goods, but it's just a matter of whether currently she's able to deliver. That's really what I think it boils down to. Can she deliver at this championship? Okay, pretty good start. She already made up the stagger, so looking pretty good. Got off the turn in front, and she's stepping comfortably, just doing enough to qualify. Okay, all right. All right, so with that being said, there's a possibility that she can take gold because she just ran 22. She just ran 22.0. Well, actually 21.99. 21.99 season best, and she looked really, really, really comfortable doing it. So you might be right. You might be right. She might pull a surprise. She might just pull a surprise. Because to me, she didn't push off the blocks that hard. She could start much better, but her turn was solid. Got in the straightaway, and I think like with 60 meters to go, she just okay. All right, I'm gonna shut it off. So yeah, she really looks good. You say you watching from Great Britain? Listen, people from all over the world gravitate to track and field, and I appreciate you watching the live stream. Definitely, appreciate having you. A lot of people they'll watch. Some people comment. The ones that do comment, I appreciate them as well as the ones that just watch. Some people don't really like to comment; they just like to watch. So not a big deal. I appreciate you just the same. And I know there's a big time difference too, as it relates to England and the U.S. because I'm in the U.S. But yeah, Sharika looks she looks good. She looks good. Ran 140, cruised the rest. Looks good. Looks really good. So let's see what the other two semifinal heat is gonna show us. And let me look at, as a matter of fact, let me look at the lineup before they even get on the track. That semifinal heat number 1. You said, where have I been? You are the original track blogger. Uh so my day job got me busy, man. Real busy. I was supposed to be live streaming literally every day. I literally had to, move some things around in order to be, available today, because I told myself I wasn't gonna miss the 400 finals. Like I couldn't do it. I had to be here to see the 400 finals. So, I had to move some stuff around. But that's all it is. My day job keep me busy, and you know, I love doing this, but at the same time, we still have a day job, so that kind of factor in a little bit. But I'll try to make sure that that I'm here for the rest of the time, at least for the major finals. That I know you guys really looking forward to and appreciate. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make that effort. I was trying to do, I think it was the hurdles, but it just, yeah, it was just crazy. Like I couldn't make it. But yeah, I'm here now. What are your predictions for this 400-meter finals? The field is, I haven't even started talking about Valentine. Morning, 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 morning. Yep. I'm not nervous for them, to be honest with you. I honestly think that they're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna be 1-2. Um, and again, my predictions are not based on who I like. It's based on the performances that I've seen, right? Valentine, I'm telling you, my day job got me busy, man. That's all it is. Like I have a whole bunch of stuff that I want to put out there, post and everything, but I've just been busy. Sometimes I'm working like 16 hours, so it's I don't have a lot of time. But things are kind of winding down a little bit, so hopefully I'll get some more time on my hands where I could devote a little bit more time to the channel, which is definitely deserved. But as I said, I'm not nervous for them because I think that their performance speaks. We know Tobogo as the athlete to go hard in the finals. He'll do enough to get through the rounds to the final, but when it comes to the final, that's where he really put his best foot forward. Okay. Lavelle, inexperienced, yes, but time his times that he's running, speaks a lot of volume on his behalf. It also, the way he runs these times also, you know, paint the picture for us. Like he's super, super relaxed. It looked like he's not running. He really looked like he's not running. And we've seen races with him running all out. And to me, based on what I've seen, he hasn't ran all out yet in this championship. So I'm waiting for that finals to see exactly what he's gonna do, because I think if he goes all out, we're looking at 19-4, probably 1939, and it is definitely possible. So cool. It's understood. Predictions: Rashid McDonald is getting a medal. I listen. I am agreeing with you. I want him to be on the podium. I want him to get a medal. I really want him to get a medal because knowing where he's coming from, like he ran 43, and I think when he ran it, he didn't realize he was running that fast, and then he came back for the semifinal and kind of backed off, didn't run the same race, and I think that haunted him to this day. So he definitely put his big boy pants on, and he got back to the drawing board despite what the critics were saying about him, bashing him, saying he's done, he should pack it up, all that. He pretty much just tossed that to the side and just kept working, and now he's back at 44-0. And I think that has to be a good feeling for him to be at that point right now where his PR is within a hundredth of a second or a couple hundredths of a second away from his season best, right? So that tells you that he's in, I'm gonna say, almost the best shape of his life right now, except for when he ran that 43.9. So like, yeah, he's there. He's there, and you could tell that he's hungry because he's not just going out there just trying to, you know, put minimal effort to qualify. You could see him throughout the run, like he's running each round, like he running everything like he's running a final, because he's on a mission, and that is great, a really great thing. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, I would have to I'd have to try and see, because in most cases, for the Heats, they're they're gonna, if you're talking about the lineup in terms of the who's gonna be running on the teams, like for the Jamaica team, uh, mm, I don't think they decide that quickly. I'd have to check and see, because it's subject to change, because I think with that you still have to submit like all six athlete, and then you pull from that six, right? So I think six got to warm up, and then you pull from the six, and then you go from there, because what if, for example, what if only four people warm up, and then one person is feeling some form of discomfort or gets injured during the warm up, then you only have three people ready to go, and where would that fourth person come from? So I think it's still not, I would say, not decided yet, but we'll know that real soon. Well, see, the thing is, if they add Lavelle, it's probably gonna be in the finals if they do. Yeah, it's probably gonna be in the finals. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be in the heats, because right now his main focus is. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be in the heats. They'll probably throw him in the finals. Um, he say, unfortunately, that triple jumper must work on a run up for a more comfortable and successful result. I mean, a lot of times, at these championships, you'll find that athletes make minor adjustments, and they make changes based on what is working at the moment. They'll have a plan, have a full strategy and everything, and sometimes when they get there, things change. Maybe the surface is a little different. The atmosphere in itself is different, and it changes the dynamics of how they're able to compete. So they might have to make tweaks here and there in order to make things work, but I think they're gonna try to make the best of it. um so hopefully she get everything together, because more medals the better. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this over here so I don't have to. Yeah, all right, there we go. Because I can't be bothered to be switching from one to the other, so I have both of them up here. But yeah, I will try to look at the start list in a minute to see if they actually post who is gonna be running on the team. Okay, so this is Toulouse is in this heat. Oh wow. Okay, so she's okay. All right. All right. Not bad at all. Not bad. Okay, so that woman, the semifinal result. So Sharika ran 21:99, season best, heat one. Then you have Jefferson 22-0 to qualify. Daniel Asher Smith 22-21 to qualify. Um, and then more of Jamaica did not make it through out of heat two. Heat three only took um, Battle of the US and Toulouse. So that's the top six going through, and I think they're gonna pull the two. Let me see, 13, 51. Yeah, they're gonna. I think they're gonna end up pulling the two fastest losers, probably from Sharika Jackson Heat. Ah, well, knowing how these championships are, I think they will take Mackenzie Long. They'll probably put her in the final over because they ran the same time over the Bahamian. Well, I think the Bahamian probably got hurt, so they probably put the American in that final. So it would be three Americans in the final, along with Sharika Jackson, Toulouse Smith, and Asher Smith. Oh, one, two, three, four. So I think there's gonna be four Americans in that semifinal. Toulouse is gonna make five. Sharika six. Dana Asher Smith. Hunt. Yeah, it's gonna be four Americans. Yeah. So I'm gonna be at work during the 200-meter final. Gonna have to take a bathroom break to watch. I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. Definitely gotta do what you gotta do because I don't know how that's gonna go, but I'm definitely gonna have to make something happen because that's tomorrow at 9. Yeah. Yep. I think I don't know. I might have to move stuff around tomorrow too because we got three, well, four hot races tomorrow because we have the men 400-meter hurdles final, the women 400-meter hurdles final. We have the 200-meter finals for men, the 200-meter finals for women. So yeah, that's gonna be one that you don't want to miss. And then we have right and in the 400-meter hurdles, men, we have Warholm and lane 4, right? We got Benjamin in lane 7. Where is Sant? I don't see Santos in this. Oh yeah, Santos is in 9. Season best 46.65. Benjamin 46.54. Warholm season best is 46.28. So Warholm is back and in full effect. He's ready to roll. And we know how it goes when he steps out there. No, Tina not running the 200. I mean, in most cases, you don't find a lot of athletes running like mainly 100-meter athletes. When you have an athlete that focuses on the 100, quite often they don't run the 200. They may be able to run the 200, but in most cases they don't. And pulling off the double, like running the double, is not easy to do. Not easy at all. It takes a lot of endurance work, and a lot of athletes don't want to do that much speed endurance work. So you find that they'll shy away from doing the double. They'll have the desire to do it, but just having the desire is one thing. You have to be able to put the work in and get yourself in that type of shape, because you'll probably be able to make it through the rounds, make it to the final, but then having that energy to run a really solid finals is it's a little iffy. And I think I watched an interview with Coach Mills, and he expressed, I think it was TVJ that was interviewing him, he expressed that was probably one of his concerns with Seville, stating that Seville, he was concerned that because of some issues that Seville was having, he was unsure of how his fitness or his speed endurance would be to take him through all 3 rounds, because he wasn't able to prepare in a way that, how do I say it, in a more effective manner, right? So when I heard that, I thought to myself, this simply means that he's not at his full potential, and a couple of things was said in that interview, and it leads me to believe like Seville is nowhere close to being at his full potential right now. Like he's still, and I don't know if you guys noticed that Usain Bolt has been speaking really, really highly of him, and if Bolt is speaking highly of him, that's something that you guys got to pay attention to, because he don't just go out there on a limb and speak about any and everyone. If he's picking somebody and say this person could do this, he has his reason, and he knows his coach capabilities, and he knows the athletes that his former coach, I'm gonna say coach, his coach currently has. So I mean, if he's saying that Seville is the guy, then Seville is the guy. And I think the world should listen if he's saying that. You know what I mean? But everybody has their favorites. I also watched another interview where I think it was Oral Tracy. He was saying that Kishane is trying to win the race from the front, like trying to separate from everybody else, but his last 30 meters is too weak. So he cannot, so he can't maintain the speed that he built in the first 60 to 70 meters. And then he's getting caught at the end, and well, he's kind of like making recommendations that he should work on his finish, but it's easier said than done. I could say that much. When you're on the sidelines looking in, you could say, oh, the athlete needs to work on this, the athlete needs to work on that. But at the end of the day, actually getting the work done is much more difficult because it might require, probably more speed endurance, more gym work. It all depends. And I'm not saying that a lot of these athletes are not doing these things, but it has to, you have to put it into practice. You have to, try to do these things in training, like, running through the line, trying to stay smooth for the last 30, 40 meters, which is something that was very visible with Kishane last 30, 40 meters. Like, you could tell that, he's begging, he's fighting to get to the line, he's tightening up, right? Got out pretty good, right? Didn't get that big of a separation that he was hoping for. But when you watch the race over and over, you get to realize, like, okay, he's a power sprinter. Like, he runs with power. It's not so much of a quick turnover. It's not a whole lot of stride frequency. It's more power. Yes, he has stride frequency, but it's if you watch him, each step is like he's digging in, pushing the track, behind him with each step, and all you seeing is just raw power. With Seville, on the other hand, Seville top end is just crazy. So with pretty much with each step, he is like he's picking up. It seems as if he's picking up, really, but I don't think he really is. I think he's not decelerating as quickly as the other athletes. So it probably take him a little bit longer to get to his top speed, but when he gets to his top speed, he's able to maintain that top speed for a lot longer. So it looks like he's picking up when the other athletes are in fact just slowing down, and he's just getting, it looks like he's just getting faster and faster, and while in fact he's just maintaining what he built probably for the first 50 or 60 meter, so it looked like he's just a runaway train just coming through town, but that's how it is with sprinting. When you have a sprinter with really good speed endurance, you find that their finish is really good. That last 40 is gonna be like superb, and that's how Bolt was. Yeah, he'll definitely get there. I mean, they're still young. Well, especially him. I think this is his like second championship. Seville have more championships under his belt. But again, Seville is plagued with, I would say, injuries, right? And to be honest, I think he has the right coach, because if anybody, if there's any coach out there that could get him right, Coach Mills could get him right. He'll make sure that he's good to go, and he's gonna always do his best, and I don't think he could ask for a better coach. Not saying that he is asking, but I'm just saying that's the person for him. I think Coach Mills is the coach for Seville, because he's gonna put 150, 200% into making sure that, everything goes according to plan and get things to work, smooth, so, I think, yeah, that's the right fit right there. Kishane, he's a pretty good athlete as well. But as you said, he needs to work on that last 40 meters. I'm happy that they did finish 1-2, and I'm almost certain that he's much happier that he got a silver medal, but he lost to his countrymen. So he wasn't beaten by Noah or anybody else. Seville took gold. So, that has to be a better feeling to know that you lose to somebody that's humble, and is not bragging and laughing in your face every chance he gets. Yes, I understand it's a part of the sport, but nobody likes that. So it's probably good for for the media or whatever, but I don't think. So do you think Kishane should be placed in the last leg for the 100? So, all right, as it relates to 4x1, 4x1 is all about baton passes, right? So if you have an athlete that is not a good passer but a good receiver, right, and he's pretty decent, you would put him on the anchor. If you have somebody that's a good starter and he's not a good receiver and can run a good turn, you put them on the start. So you have to analyze your team, the four athletes that you're putting out there, and then you make educated choices based on their abilities, and and set your team up. I mean, if I was supposed to set that team, I would put Blake out of the blocks, right? I would put Blake out the blocks. I would put Seville on the back straightaway, and I would put Lavelle on the third leg, and I would put Kishane anchor, because that's a good team. Because even if, say for, I'm gonna try to play it out. If Blake gets a good start, right? Really good start, right? Say the because in his 100, he'll always get a good start. He's with the pack for the first 60, 70 meters, and then he probably fall off. The first leg of that 4x1 is roughly 90 meters, 95 meters, right? Cool. Perfect. So by the time he start decelerating a little bit, it's time for him to pass the baton. Now you have Seville on the back straightaway with crazy top end speed, right? So he's going to run the longer leg off that 4x1, right? Because he has to start a little bit deeper, right, to run into that zone, into the exchange zone or takeover zone, whichever way you guys understand it, to receive the baton. And then he has to run through the other zone to pass it to the third leg. So he has more room, and he's the faster sprinter, and he has the better top end. So he can theoretically cover that distance for them faster and more effective. So I would put him on the second leg. Now Lavelle is the 200 runner, so he's a good turn runner. So I would put him on the third leg, right? Run that turn how you always run your turn, man. In your 200, ideal turn, and then all Kishane has to do is just receive take it down the track. You have nothing else to worry about but just receive the baton, be patient, wait, move when he hit that marker, receive, down the track, and that's it. That's how I would set that team. And I mean, as I said, I've been in track and field for, I can't even count the years, like for a long time. So, with that being said, it's like I'm able to analyze a team, based on their strengths and stuff like that. So that's how I would set it up. It says Noah just run his finals. I think I and I said it. I don't know if you were watching the live this whole time. I said it. I said he ran the whole 200 meters. I think he's trying to send a statement to Lyles or to everybody else that, oh, I'm still a contender. I'm still here. But that's exerting yourself a little bit too much, because if you take into consideration, Tobogo ran the first 2 rounds of the 100. He has one less 100 meter in his legs right now than Noah Lyles. Noah Lyles has 3, right? Plus the rounds of the 200, right? Tobogo only have 2 rounds of 100 and 2 rounds of 200, so he has 100 meter less. You'd be surprised what that 100 meter less can do. It could definitely help. You know what I'm saying? Lyles, on the other hand, he did not run the 100, but he still looks sharp. He looks composed. He looks ready. Like, I don't know what y'all think, but I think he's the man to beat. He is the man to beat. I don't think he could beat Lyles. I don't see it happening. I have Lyles winning that 200. That goal is going to Jamaica. So we taking the 100 and the 200. Somebody said Noah is a veteran in this. That 100 won't mean nothing. You think it won't mean anything. I'm telling you that it will. I'm not saying being a veteran is not good, but there's no way you can convince me that running more races, right? Running, for example, 6 races is going to make you less tired than running 5 races. Like, you can't convince me of that. Because the person who runs 5 races is going to be less tired than the one that runs 6. And leading to the finals, Noah is going to be at 5 race, and that's going to be his 6th. Tobogo is going to be at 4, and that's going to be his 5th. So there's no way you could convince me of that. No way. And I say the same thing. I don't even see him getting 3rd. I don't see him getting 3rd. If he get 3rd, it's because Kenny fold in the last 40 meters or so. That's what I think. That's how he would get a medal. That's exactly how he would get a medal. Because I don't see him beating Tobogo, and I don't see him beating Lyles. Yes, he's a veteran. And tell you what, as I said, I'm talking based off performance. I'm not talking just based off who I like. So if the final run tomorrow and Noah wins, I'm going to admit that he is the better athlete on the day, and he did deliver. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, it was a fluke. No, I don't do that. He wins. He wins. He's the better man on the day. He was able to deliver despite, his 3 rounds of 100. He was just a better athlete in this 200 meter field. That's all it's gonna be from me. It's not gonna be, oh, I'm not gonna find no excuses, right? A win is a win, and that's just it. However, based on what I've observed, he's doing more work than everybody else, right? And mind you, he's been there before. He has everything to lose, while Liville has nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Everything to gain and nothing to lose. So someone who has nothing to lose and everything to gain, that's a dangerous person. Like that's somebody that you definitely got to look out for. Like you got to watch that person, because that person's hungry. They're coming for, your breakfast, your lunch, and your dinner. They want everything, because they don't have anything. They don't have anything. Lavelle don't have anything. Noah is defending champion. So technically, Lavelle is trying to take his plate. That's just what it is. And I think a lot of times we get in the headspace that, this athlete, is better because he's been there before. No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that they have experience in the field. They know how to show up. But at the same time, you're gonna have an athlete that is up and coming that is gonna show up just the same. And just to cut that conversation, we just had a national record in the 400 meter by, I think that's Anderson, 143. Let me look at it and tell you exactly. In Heat 3, he just ran 143.72 national record, Jamaican national record. Anderson. And I think let me look at it and see if he's gonna be one of the fastest, or small Qs. I'm gonna call it small Q. 43. Yeah, he's definitely going through. Hold up. 43.8, 43.8, 43.7. Yeah, he's going through. So the two fastest losers are gonna come out of his semifinal heat. So he's in the finals for sure. He ran 143.72. Then fourth place was 143.80, and then the other heat that ran 140. The third place ran 143.82, and fourth place ran 143.84. So the two from his heat, him and the other athlete from Botswana, is gonna bump these two out. So they're gonna be in the finals along with the people that have the big Qs. So he's definitely through to the final of the 800, which is good. That shows that Jamaica is doing really good with pretty much all the events. They're excelling in the field events. They're really good in the hurdles, as we can see, and the jumps as well. And now we're extending that to the middle distance running, and hopefully in the future, we could dominate the distance running as well. So I mean, I think Jamaica as a whole just have a large pool of athletes. Even though we're so small, and it's all due to our culture, where track and field is, based on my understanding, is seen as the biggest sport in Jamaica. So yeah, we have a large pool of athletes, and everybody's definitely trying to be great. So right now, I think they're about to start the men 400 meter finals. The men 400 meter finals. So yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one to watch. So will we see this guy on on the podium tonight? Will we see that? Will Rashid McDonald get a medal? That's exactly what we're about to watch. And right after them is also a big one to watch, because we have Cindy McLaughlin, Lerone, we have NASA, and we have Polino. They all running 48 lows. So that's gonna be a tough race. That's gonna be one to watch, because they all run in very similar times. And I think NASA and Polino is closer in terms of time, because one is running 48, one PR is 48-14, the other one is 48-17. So they're pretty close, and Cindy McLaughlin is not that far off. She's like 48-20 something. And to be quite honest, you can't predict what she's gonna do. Like, her ability is just next level, to my, in my opinion. Like, she just go out and just drop something crazy that you're not expecting. So, you can never count her out. So that race is gonna be one to watch. But currently, it's all about the men. And Rashid McDonald is in a really good heat. Really good lane, I should say. He's in lane 6. I think the Japanese athlete is in lane 9, 44, season best and personal best 44. Nadori from Botswana is in 8, 44:10 PR, 44:21 season best. Nene of South Africa, 43:76 PR, 43:76 season best. Rashid McDonald in 6, 43:93 PR, national record as well. And then we have 44:04 right, for his season best. The other Botswanian guy, 43:61 season best. It's also his PR. 44:40, another Botswanian, PR and season best. Jacob looks really good as well. 43:85, 43:85. That's his personal best and season best. Then Jareem Richards from Trinidad and Tobago, 43:73 PR, 44:12 season best out of lane 2. So I pretty much went from lane 9 to lane 2, the 8 competitors. Let me go back to this comment section and see what you guys are saying, because I kind of okay. Now let's see the flood level and push out the arc with a world lead. He may have made a mistake by running so fast in the semis. He could have hold it down, which slowed it down. He could have shut it down, which was the thing to do. He panicked. All right, let's go, Rashid. Let's go. You got the goods. Just deliver. Set. Let's go, Rashid. Let's go. 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 Let's go, Rashid. Come on, Rashid. Come on. Step. Step. Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving. Yes, Rashid. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. He missed it by this. Wow. Wow. That was a good race. That was a good race. 44, 28. He ran. He tried. He tried. I'm gonna give him that. That was a good run from Rashid. Yeah, he definitely tried. You gotta big him up for that. Like he put his best foot forward. And tell you what, a lot of you guys might not know when it comes to the 400 and running back-to-back PRs or season best, it's not as easy because running a PR or season best, especially when your body hasn't been there in a while, it takes a toll on your body. So it's, you know, 43.5, 43.7. Okay. Yeah, it takes a toll on your body after so it's like your body take a little bit longer to recover from that round that you ran the day before. So to come back and run 44.2, that's good. If Rashid could build on what he did, what he has done for this season, for next season, then he'll be good, really good. But that was a really good run. He was, phew. I know y'all hear me cheering over here. So he was there, like he was trying to finish strong. Like you could see the effort from him. So I mean, I think at this point, everybody that was talking crazy about him, they need to really give him his props because he came out and he delivered. Like he ran like somebody that wants to win, that want to be on the podium. Like he did. He just fell short by a little bit. I think he still got more years, so he still got more years. So I think he'll be good. Just gotta go back to the drawing board and iron a few stuff out, and he'll be fine. So now on to the men. That mean the women. What are y'all predictions? What are y'all predictions? I want to hear some predictions for the women 400-meter finals. I definitely want to hear some predictions for the 400-meter women finals. Not gonna be a easy race, but for neither of the competitors, but yeah. Hold on. Checking something real quick. Okay. Yeah. So the 400-meter women is currently on track as we speak. They're currently on track. Um, I'm nervous for this one. I don't know why, but I'm nervous. You say Sydney touching 47. Listen. Do not count out NASA. I'm going with Nikisha Price. See, Nikisha hasn't looked like Nikisha since NC's last year. I must say that. She has the PR as well, right? 48, 50, 57. She's one of the 4 athletes in this final that has a PR of 48, right? So she can be in the mix. It's just a matter of who delivers on the day. That's what it's all about. So I can't blame you for going with Nikisha, but at the same time, the field is stacked, and she's in a not so good lane. She's in lane 2, right? So that is gonna factor in. If she could pull a medal from that lane, if she can pull a medal from that lane, she's next level. Definitely next level. Say Sydney all the way. I mean, a lot of people like Sydney McLaughlin. She's, fierce athlete. She's humble, NASA. There's a possibility that NASA or Polino will beat her. It's tight, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Yeah, we're gonna see. Because I think they're lining up right now. But I don't know. I hope Price gets on the podium. I hope so. I hope she does. If she does, that will definitely be good. Adding to the medal tally for the Jamaicans. Definitely be a good feeling. I mean, Jamaica has medal in this event multiple times in the past. I don't know if you guys know Lorraine Fenton. Think I don't think great. I can't remember the other 400-meter athlete name, but there's quite a few of them. You had Sharika Williams. You have so many 400-meter athletes from Jamaica that made the podium. I think even Sharika Jackson made the podium. Even Sharika made the podium. So we've had several athletes from Jamaica that made the 400-meter finals and made the podium. So it's nothing new. And I don't think I can't remember if we've had gold though in the 400-meter and the flat 400. All right, so here we go. And all eyes on Sydney McLaughlin. Polino is out there in lane 9. Disadvantage to her, but we'll see how that goes. Personal best 48.17. Season best. Season best is 48.81. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So NASA. All right, so if I'm I'm gonna say this. If I'm going just based off of lane draws, if I'm gonna pick a winner just based off lane draws, I'm gonna go with NASA. because NASA is in a good lane. Sydney McLaughlin, yes, solid lane, but NASA is not in a bad lane either. Knowing that they're not using lane one, um, lane seven would be like lane six. Yeah, Sydney would technically be in four if they were using lane one. So Polina would be in lane eight. But tell you what, the man world record was set out of lane eight, Wade Van Niekerk. So again, don't count Polino. You can't count out any of these ladies. We just gotta watch this one and see how it turns out. I'm not gonna say it's a Sydney hype. It's just she's just the fan favorite in a sense. And I'm gonna be honest. This is not a Noah Lyles type thing where she is overly hyped up or she's hyped herself. She's not. She seems humble. I've watched her interviews and everything. She seemed humble, and she's just a competitor. So let's see how it plays out. I'm being honest. I'm nervous for this one. I ain't never get nervous for the female races, but I'm nervous. Whew. On their marks. NASA. Set. Oh, Sydney's looking good already. She made up the stagger. Made up the stagger already. Polino is doing good. NASA is looking good. They're coming around. Polino is holding the stagger. McLaughlin is coming around. Now McLaughlin look like she in the lead. And they're going into the home straight away. McLaughlin is there. Polino is there. McLaughlin. Polino. McLaughlin first, 47.80. So whoever said McLaughlin, 47.80. Yeah. So Polino ran 47 as well. National record. US national record is also 47. NASA season best, 48.19. That was a good run. So yeah. Nikisha Price finished 8th, I think. So this is where I think NASA messed up. She didn't get out as hard, and then she tried to finish hard. You got to run your race even, right? The two athletes that run the best race was Sydney and Polino. Sydney definitely got out, right? She used that first 100 to cover them and then relaxed, right? So she didn't have to do too much work on the back straightaway. So it was a good strategy, good race. You can't complain about that. That was a really good run. Polino was excellent out of lane 9. Excellent. She came in that straightaway and she was hunting. She was just going after Sydney with every step. She didn't back off. She just keep pressing. But unfortunately, it didn't get her there. But I mean, it is what it is. She won national record for the US. I think it might also be a meet record. Let me look. Yeah. So it's a championship record, right? So it's gonna be the world championship record. Polino national record. It's also a national record for the US. Um, and NASA is just it's a season best that she went close to her personal best, which is 48:14. So that's pretty good. But you know what's funny? NASA beat Polino earlier in the season, like a couple races before the the world championship. So yeah, they were moving. They were moving. That was a fast race. Shoot, I mess around, try to run with them. They probably end up beating me too. So that was a solid race. As I said, she's a really good athlete. Like their 4x4 is gonna be solid. Well, let me not talk. Let me not say that. Let me say that real quietly, not too loud, because what's her name? I think they're from. Can't remember which country they're from. The other hurdler that always be racing her, Femke, her team is gonna give them a run for their money because they have 400-meter athletes, but they don't have as much to like. They have, but they don't have as much quality athletes as Femke's team. So it's gonna be tough beating them. I think they're gonna be the one to beat in the 4x4. So we'll see what happens because Sidney McLaughlin is definitely gonna be running on that 4x4. So yeah, good day of events. I just wish one thing was different. I wish Rashid was on the podium. That's the only thing that I guess I could ask for that I would want to be different, But it is what it is. Sometime, results that we want is not what we get. Last season, things didn't go exactly how we wanted it. We only got a silver medal in the 100. This season we got a silver and a gold. So can't complain about that. Cannot complain. And we got several other medals, including the hurdle medals. I think there's quite a few that I'm missing, to be honest. But we got more medals than I think we were actually counting. So that's always good. And I think so far the people from the US that we foresee medaling or doing well, did actually do well. So that's also good. That is also good. So yeah, that's So what do you guys think about tomorrow events? What do you guys think about the 200-meter finals tomorrow? What do you think the times are going to be, and what's your prediction in terms of the order? I already gave my predictions. What do you think the order going to be, and what do you think the times are going to be? And that's, the winning time, the second place and third place. It could be a rough prediction. I mean, I am nervous for tomorrow, but not that much. I think Lavelle will have it covered, so I'm not, you know, not worried about it. Uh, when I look at the start list, Lavelle is in 7, Noah Lyles is in 8, which no, not 8. Noah Lyles is in 6, Lavelle is in 7. They put, which is so strategic. They put Lavelle right in between Noah Lyles and Kenny, right? Smack dead in the middle, right? And they put Tobogo right behind Noah. So they stack the top. I'm gonna say the top 5 athletes back to back. So it's Tobogo is in 5, Noah Lyles in 6, Lavelle is in 7, Kenny is in 8th, and Zonel Hughes is in 9. Right? So they literally stacked all of them. But what's funny, I think they're probably trying, well, that's just what I'm thinking. They probably think it's gonna psych Lavelle out by being right in between both Americans, but I don't think he cares. I watched his interview. He's just super nonchalant and it is what it is. It's I'm surprised by the time, but I'm not focused on the time. I'm not focused on anybody else. I'm just trying to execute my race. That's the type of vibe that he gave. So I already know he's not gonna be phased by them. Yeah, it might be to his advantage, right? Because Benedict gonna be out fast, right? But I don't think he's gonna be out faster than Lavelle. And if Lavelle covers him and get away, separate, there's no catching him. And then Noah is gonna get scooped up by Tobogo real early in the race because Tobogo run a hard turn, right? So and Zana Hughes finish hard, so it's gonna be one to watch. Trust me, it's gonna be one to watch. I definitely think Lavelle is gonna take it though. I think he have it on lock, as you said, Nikki. He have it on lock. I honestly believe he have it on lock, and I'm definitely gonna be here to watch it. He got it on lock. I honestly believe he got it on lock. I think everybody's saying that at this point in time. I don't think even even a lot of the Americans, I know they're watching Lavelle real hard based on how he ran those 2 rounds, the heat and the semifinal. Like he just did enough to qualify. I don't think the race that he ran in the heats wasn't much different from the race that he ran in the semifinal, because the only difference with that race is that the last 20 meters, he didn't walk across the line. That's the difference. That is the only difference. I'm not putting Noah on the podium at all. I have my top 3 is Lavelle first, Tobogo second, and Benerick third. That's my top 3 prediction. However, I must say this. Noah knows how to sneak in and try to get a medal. So he'll try to beat Benerick to get that bronze. Right? He'll definitely try to do that. But if that rivalry is still what it is, I don't think Brenner gonna let him beat him. If he stands strong, just like he said, I know I could beat him. I beat him before. Hey, he will beat him. You just gotta believe it. Same prediction I say too. It's gonna be hilarious if Noah doesn't even place. See, this is my thing. I'll never take the fact away from him that he's a great athlete. He is a great athlete. However, I think what the turnoff for a lot of people is the trash talking. And a lot of people will jump in and say, because I even had it on the live here, like, oh, it that's what people want to see. It's good for the sport. Okay, but you trash talk and you can't back it up. That don't make no sense. Like, oh, and I think he don't realize that he's fallen into a trap because a lot of the media personnel, they set that trap for him because they ask him, did you see Seville with that slow start? Yeah, that man was panicking in the back. He didn't ask you about whether he was panicking in the back or not. And the reason why he was panicking was a legit reason. It wasn't because he was scared or anything like that. It was legit. So with that being said, he literally, set himself up. And I don't know if nobody taught him not to talk trash to no Jamaican athlete, because that it don't work. You only gonna get them furious. Like, that's not a good thing to do. Never a good thing to do. You want to beat them? Just stay humble. Stay humble. Go out there and run your race, and that's it. It's a great possibility that you might beat them, but yeah, don't do that trash talking stuff, because you get them real hot, and now they come in with everything. They're coming with all the energy that they have. They probably get some energy from their sister, brother, mother, everybody, right? Because they now they got to make sure that they're ready for you, because you talking a whole bunch of smack. So they gonna dig deep. They're gonna find that energy, and they're coming for you. You want to beat them? Stay humble. Stay humble. Try to be their friends, but don't try to be on the opposite end, because it's not gonna work out for you. And say Noah is a ish talker, and that's what they love. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, like, Noah loves to watch Jamaica business too much. That's his problem. That will get him nowhere. I mean, I don't disagree with that. He's still talking crap after he won. He got bronze. I guess Noah's gonna be Noah. I don't think we could change that. I guess it's publicity for him, and I guess his brand. So, that's his approach. Every athlete don't have the same approach. Some athlete, they're just about the track, and that's what they're gonna come out and do. And then, when it's done, and they go home. They don't talk trash. I've heard Tobogo say he'll never be the face of track and field because he's not as arrogant. That goes to show how some athletes view Noah Lyles. Not saying that we all supposed to view him like that, but it just goes to show how even as some of his competitors view him. So, not everybody take well to that type of, so-called cockiness. I just think it's unnecessary, but to each is his own. Some people think it's okay. You're supposed to be like that as a sprinter. So I admit he's corny, but I feel he does it for the headlines. Yeah. Rivalry can put different eyes on the sport. End of the day, he respect them. How do you know he respects them? I don't even honestly, I don't even think he respect his own countrymen. I don't think he respect Benerick that beat him last year like fair and square. I don't think he do. You've never seen Kishane and Oblique racing and Oblique turn and look at Kishane or Kishane turn and look at Oblique. You don't see that. That don't happen. That respect for your countrymen is different. Like you don't do that. You don't do that. And that's what he did the last time when he raced Kenny with that whole little incident that took place where I guess some pushing and shoving and all that stuff was going on. Yeah. Why are you doing that to that's your teammate technically? You still don't do that. Whether it's personal or not, like that's you deal with that off the track. That's you're talking about your teammate. Y'all gonna be running. If y'all had if there was a 4x2 at the Olympics or World Championship, y'all gonna be running on the same team. There's no reason for y'all to be like, doing that stuff out there. Like, Let me see. They say exactly. Noah loves to give people dirty look on the track. His own teammate, like that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, they might have whatever beef they're having, but I'm saying you don't have to do that on the track. Like I beat you. We're technically on the same team. We're gonna run on the same team. I don't know. That's my view, my opinion of it. There might be, things that I'm missing or things that I don't know or things that I don't see, but it is what it is. Yes, he did run a really hard semifinal. Like I think he ran the whole 200 just to prove a point that he still got it. But I think that's just him exerting himself, exerting too much. I don't know what he's trying to prove. Maybe that he still got it, that he's still the one to beat based on time. Or maybe he was just trying to run fast enough to get the better lane. Maybe that was the ultimate goal, to get the better lane. So you could see everything that's going on around you. Maybe that was the plan, to see everything that's going on. Once you could see everything that's going on, then I guess you could run accordingly. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know what his thought process is. You're exactly right. There was no need for that. They need to handle whatever problem behind the scene. Let me put that comment up. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying they don't have beef or whatever it is. Just like I think almost every athlete want to beat him, but do they come out and do the most? No. The only I've seen Seville look across at him because he was talking smack before the race, and then he got beat. So Seville is letting him know, like, okay, it's me, I'm here. Yeah, it's happening. So I mean, that's different because y'all on opposing teams in a sense, different country. So that rivalry I can understand if you beat one of the Jamaicans or you beat Tobago or you beat somebody else and you look across at them, but it's like this is your teammate. I can't. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not saying that he has never looked across at Oblique but I can't recall it. But I know he talked a whole bunch of trash, right? He trash talk all the time, right? But I've seen Seville look across at him like, I'm letting you know, like, yeah, you talked trash earlier. I am here. Okay. You just got beat. Okay, I'm here. Give him that look. I've seen it, which is okay. It's right before the race. He say, oh, when I even at the Olympics last year, he was like, when I get off the turn, people gonna be depressed. Okay, athletic is an individual sport. Yes, I get it. But at the end of the day, they still run a 4x1, don't they? So you're telling me that you're just all about you. You only care about you all day, every day. So it's no team USA or no team Great Britain or no team Jamaica or none of that. Once you win, you don't care about nobody else. You don't wish or hope that you're the next person, your runner up, the second place, the third place is from your country. You're telling me that you don't hope for that. And that's for Mr. King. Don't do it. Lambert, don't do it. I've never seen that. I've never seen that. I have never seen that. Never seen that. So you will have to find that clip and send that clip to me. I've never seen that. Never ever. Come on. Okay. Hold on a second. I don't know why you guys can't see me. You guys should be able to see me. Can you guys hear me? I don't know why the camera didn't come back on. Should be on. Oh, there we go. All right, I gotta switch something real quick. Okay, there we go. Oh, but as I was saying, let me see that comment. It says, of course they've been friendly, but when Johan did a little, whatever, when he beat Bolt, in a semi, and Bolt returned the gesture when he beat him in the finals. But that's what I'm saying. It's not that prevalent where everybody can see it. Whatever is happening between both of them, you're not nobody's saying anything and nobody looking excessively or giving a certain expression. Like it's not that deep where you know they they're pretty much arguing in a sense because they pretty much was pushing each other and all that on the track right in front of the the media. Like you're not gonna see that from the Jamaicans. You're not gonna see that. Yes, I'm back. Oh, you still can't see me? Can you see me now? Because you should be able to see me. It says who you think looked the best out of all three semis in the men's 200 meter. Lavelle looks the best. I'm not from Jamaica. I don't know what's going on with the I don't know if you guys could hear me, but I don't know what's going on with the other camera because I have two camera angles. One of them is just, I guess, just messing up. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I know the audio is gonna be probably be horrible. Uh, whew. Trying to figure out how I could make this audio a little better because I want you guys to be able to hear me clearly. But the way I have it set up, everything is coming through the camera. But I switched it around, so I don't know if you guys will be able to hear what I'm saying. Can you hear me now? Well, all right, there we go. I can see the levels, so you should be able to hear me clearly. I don't know what was going on. It keep jumping back and forth between the two camera angles that I have. So I just switch it to this one to just make it simple. So y'all crazy if you think Noah doesn't have a 19.5 or better left in the tank. Seeing is believing. I have to see that to believe that. You running 3 rounds of 100 and then coming back to run that again. I have to see that. And tell you what, I think this is what I think about him. I think he's a sore loser, to be honest. I really think he's a sore loser because you know, he finds excuses whenever he lose. Like if you lose, you just lose. That's just what it is. He he has to run faster than 951 to win that finals. And I don't think he has 9-3 in his legs right now. I don't. I really don't. If he does, kudos to him. But I don't think he has 9-5 in his legs. And if you guys could hear me, somebody type in the comment section to make sure y'all hear me clearly. Okay, all right. I don't think the audio is good. I think it's okay. I like when my audio is better than this. I have a separate mic set up, but it's it's messing around right now. I guess because I've been using it for so long. But yeah, as I said, I'm not taking anything away from him. He's a great athlete. We all know that. However, running 3 rounds of 100 and running 3 rounds of 200, it will take a toll on you. Yes, sometimes the 100 helps you to get sharper, better in the 2, but that is if you have the necessary speed endurance work under your belt, right? And based on my analysis, he has fall short this season because of how he was racing. He was nothing or nowhere close to where he was in previous years when he was in better shape. So yes, he can run 19.5. I see that, understand that. However, repeating that 19.5 is something else. And remember, he ran that 19.5 not running it relaxed. He ran that semifinal. He didn't jog it. He didn't ease up after 50. He ran the whole thing. He ran the whole thing. So with the fact that he ran the whole thing, then it's like, how much faster can he actually go? How much faster can he go? How much faster can he go? I'm going to have to see that. Seeing is believing. When I see it tomorrow, then I'm going to be like, yes, yeah, I was right. Whoever said that Noah was going to win, you're right. But as of right now, I'm sticking to my predictions. And my predictions are Lavelle for gold, Tebogo for silver, and Benerick for bronze. If he slows up, if he ran 19.7 and jogged and pretty much cruised the last 100, then I would say, okay, he looks like he's in really good shape. And he looked like he's going to run 19.3. But that's not what he did. And trust me, I'm not saying that I can't be wrong. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in most cases, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. Because even with the 100, they were talking a whole bunch of smack about Seville in the first round. As soon as he ran that semifinal, I was like, that's it. They cannot beat him. They can't beat him. All he have to do is execute the same semifinal race as he did, and it's done. He didn't even execute the same race. Like his start was better in the semis than it was in the finals. and he still beat everyone. Still beat everyone. So with that being said, it's like, come on now. He could have the world to prove to Kenny. Kenny have something to prove too. And that's what I'm saying. What you got to understand is Noah has everything to lose. The other athletes don't. Tobogo probably has something to lose because he's defending champion. Liville has nothing to lose. Technically, Kenny doesn't have anything to lose because he's never won. He was second. He never won. So with that being said, he's going for gold. He wants that win. And when an athlete has nothing to lose but everything to gain, they're dangerous. You got to watch them. Probably. It says Tobogo needs to redeem himself again to Noah. I don't see him winning gold, but silver for sure. Yeah, Tobogo, I think Tobogo's going to get the silver. I think that Liville is going to take gold because of the Olympic 200. Hey, as I said, Noah has everything to lose. He has stuff to gain, yes, but the other athletes don't have anything to lose. Probably just Tobogo. And mind you, even if Tobogo lose this world championship, he never had a world championship goal. He had an Olympic goal. So he's defending Olympic champion, not defending world champion. So, that's what I'm saying. Like you gotta think about things. I understand it's a personal battle. I get that. It is a personal battle. Whatever is going on. If you're talking about between Noah and Kenny, probably it's a personal battle. Whatever's going on between both of them. But you got to understand, I've seen two athletes going at each other. They're so focused on each other, and somebody has just come and sweep everything, take it right away from them because they're not focused on what's really important, which is winning. They're just focusing on beating the other person. The thing I'm more curious about is what you think Liville is capable of in the final. I find that really exciting as we know what Lyles, Kenny, and Tobogo is capable of. All right. So put it this way. He ran 1969, right? Before coming into the world championship. He just ran 19.7. And I'm sure you guys see that it was super relaxed. Super, super relaxed. Honestly, I have him at 1939. Between 1938 1939. That's where I have Liville. That's exactly where I have him. Y'all might think, I'm reaching a little bit, or maybe I'm saying that because he's Jamaican, but I'm saying that based on how he's running. Running 19.7, like the way he's doing it, that's stuff that Bolt and Johan Blake does. Think about it. Go back and watch some of those races. The semifinals with Blake and Bolt. Go back and watch their semifinal and see how they look. That's how they looked when they were running. Bolt is literally jogging. And Bolt said it. The goal is to conserve as much energy going through the rounds as possible, not exert as much energy. Yes, he does look capable of running much faster. I have him running 1938 or 1939. That's what I'm seeing. Nineteen three. I'm not going to say 1932, 1931. I'm going to say 1938, 1939. If he runs faster than that, then hey, he definitely surprised me big time because I'm not expecting faster than 1938. I'm going to be honest. Can he, is there a possibility for him to do it? Yeah, but I don't see it. And then another thing that you got to look at too. I don't know if y'all saw when Bolt was watching the race. I think they said something about his reaction. Somebody said something about his reaction, right? You don't get certain reaction out of you saying that easily. So if the critics are true that he had a reaction to what Lavelle did, then that tells you a lot. Because you're talking about somebody that run 1919. They know what it takes to go that fast. They know what it takes to go through the rounds repeatedly. They're not going to get rattled for certain things. So if he is having a reaction to that simply means like, oh, shit, like about to go down. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think he's going to run fast. I really think he's going to run fast. Right? I say he's not even running out his full potential. Make them stay there. Lavelle might show them something them never see before. I don't disagree. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. If he runs, what would really surprise me, to be honest with you, if he runs 19-2. If he runs 19-2, the world is gonna be watching him so close. Is every step, like it's gonna be crazy because there's only two people in the history of track and field to dip below 1931, and that's Johan Blake and Usain Bolt. That's it. Ain't nobody go that fast. So if he's able to run under 1931, it's gonna do so much things. It's gonna break No Lyles confidence. Like it's gonna demolish No Lyles. I'm telling you. If Lavelle runs 19-2, even if you run 19-2-9 like you have there, it's gonna rip Noah apart. Like literally, like he's gonna feel defeated because in his prime, he has never ran that time. He has never ran a 19-2. He wants to, but he hasn't. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's like, okay, we got that. Listen, that would put Jamaica in a completely different category. Jamaica would have the three fastest 200-meter runner to ever exist. That's what it would be. That's exactly what it would be. And I just think that would be bananas. That would be crazy. That would be crazy. A little country to do all that. David, you say now he's scared. He saw how easy Lavelle ran 1978 and came out and run all out for 1951. You might be right, but I had people in the comment section saying that he can repeat that or run better than that. So I guess we're going to have to see tomorrow. Say, I need tomorrow to come fast. This is gonna be one to watch. It's definitely gonna be one to watch. This is a good comeback for Jamaica after uh, I wouldn't say disastrous Olympic last year. See, this is the thing. Track and field is an up and down sport. Like you have a really good season this season, and then next season you're off, and then you'll come back the following season, and then the season after that you have 3 good seasons back to back, and then you just off for 2 or 3 seasons. Then you come back again with a good season. So it all depends on your approach to some degree, and sometimes it's like the athletes are training so hard because they want to get to their full potential, and they get hurt in the process. It's not intentional, but stuff happens, and as a result of that, there are setbacks. But one country or one team won't dominate all the time. So Jamaica had a really good run for a while, and then that's with Blake and Bolt, and Asafa and all of them, Shelly Ann, everybody. They had a really good run, and then they had like a pause where America took over, right? And then they came back again, right? Yeah, that's just how it is. That's just how it is. It says if he wanted to do that, he should have went to the 100 and stuck. He should have went to the 100 and stuck to the 2. I didn't get that. How about the woman 200? Sharika. She don't, to be honest, she don't look like the Sharika that I think we're used to, but she looked good in that semifinal. I can't take that away from her. She's going in with the fastest time. She looks really good. I know she's a strong finisher, so if she get off that turn with them, in line with them, or in front of them, it's a done deal. They're not catching her. It's not going to happen. Not happening. I can tell you that much. This is a good comeback for Jamaica after. I say, you think Sharika has a chance? Yes, she does have a chance. She definitely has a chance. She has a chance to win gold. She definitely has a chance. Hold up. It says, I understand what you mean. I just met Jamaica is always on top. So was bad to see seeing Paris. There was always something coming up with the Jamaican athletes. I mean, I think it's a part of the sport. It's that's just how it goes. If Elaine Thompson era goes back to the lady that that's coaching Lavelle, next Olympic, Jamaica will win all sprint races. Hopefully. Do you think Bolt being there watching has had a big lift for the men Jamaican team, or in the 100, and Brian Lavelle pretty dominating the rounds? I mean, yes and no. So him being there, I don't know if he's interacting with them, talking to them. You know, I know if he does, he's going to be encouraging them. So yes, it might help, but I think when you're a track and field athlete, you make it to that level, you're not you're not seeking validation or motivation from other athletes that came before you. You have your eyes set on the prize. You know what you're trying to accomplish, and you're going to go out there and try to accomplish that. So that's why I say yes and no, because you know he might speak with them. He might, his presence might, you know, help or motivate them to some degree. But, I think the athletes are motivated themselves, to do well. And I think they'll continue to try to, do well. Because this is the thing with track and field in Jamaica, the standards are so high where it's like everybody want to get to that level. Everybody wanna be the next Usain Bolt, which clearly there will only be one Usain Bolt, but I'm saying like they want to get to that high level. So everybody, they're training hard, they're racing hard, they're doing everything possible to get to that level because they would love to have that recognition that Bolt and Shelly-Ann and all the other athletes have. So they really put the work in, you know. So that I think that's one of the key things, and you know what drive the Jamaican team to excel the way they do. It's the culture. The culture is just a track and field culture. Here in the US it's more so a basketball culture or a football culture. In Jamaica, it's track and field. All the little kids want to run track. They want to be like you saying, they want to be like Shelly-Ann. They all want to be track and field athletes. You might have a few people who are interested in other sports, but like majority of the athletes, they're into track and field. And a lot of schools start them out really early, like 4 or 5, and they just progress them from there. So that's pretty much how it is. That's how it is. So I guess for tomorrow predictions for the 200 female, we're going with, I'm going to go with Sharika for the win. It's not going to be an easy win though. It's going to be tough. Because you're going to have Melissa in that race as well. So, it's not going to be easy. I mean, listen, you got to understand in I guess in the US it's all about money. So if they're getting paid to do another sport better, then that's what it's gonna be. They're gonna listen. People need to survive at the end of the day. So even though people enjoy what they do, they enjoy running track and all that, they have to make a living. So if football is paying them more, then they're gonna go with that. That's just the bottom line. That's just what it is. You do have some people who, regardless of what they're being paid by other sport, if they love track, and they're just gonna go with it. So that's that's a give and take. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I think Sharika could win the 200 finals tomorrow. But she's gonna have competition from Melissa for sure. So that's something to look out for. Asher Smith always fly off of that turn, so that's something to expect. And I think at some point in time in her career, she's gonna be able to hold it down the straightaway. So if this is one of the time, she's gonna be a force. So you got to take that into consideration. And the reason why I'm looking up is that I have multiple screens here, so I'm looking at the lineup, the lane draws, and everything here, and I have my next screen over here where I'm watching everything on. So that's kind of why I'm looking side to side. If y'all didn't know. It says Melissa is hungry. She's aiming to double. I know she's aiming to double. I think she, off the entire field, I think she probably, and this is just me assuming or guessing, she is the hungriest because that would put her out there, like really put her out there winning double. Not a lot of athletes get to, claim that, say, oh, I win 1 and 2 at the Olympics or World Championships. So that in itself you know, is something that she she want to accomplish. Um, so true. Look at Fred Curley. New, yeah, you're right. I'm telling you, it's they athletes got to survive. Athletes definitely got to survive. So that's just what it is. Say, but it would be great for Sharika to win. It's a redemption from last year. Yeah, definitely. What would sweeten the pot a lot is if she runs under the world record. That would sweeten the pot because she's been close several times, but never got the chance to break it. So if she pulls that off tomorrow, that will be the headline. That will definitely be the headline. So hey, just gotta wait and see. Wait and see. I'll definitely be here tomorrow. Let me see what time I'm gonna sign on. The semifinal of the woman 800. I think I'm gonna sign on roughly probably like 8 o'clock. I probably watch the woman 800 meter semifinal, and we could just discuss that. But I think I'm gonna sign on at 8. I think that's a good time, and just run it straight through till the races are complete. But yeah, I appreciate you guys joining. If you ain't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, because I know a lot of people gonna end up watching this live stream after the fact, because people at work, I get it. So if you're able to watch it afterward, if you like, my viewpoint or my predictions or whatever, hit that like button, leave your comments, subscribe. So whenever I go live, whether tomorrow or anytime in the future, you definitely get a notification. So, you know what I mean? I'm always here for it, bro. I'm always here for it. Always good conversations over here. Try to be factual. We don't do this bias stuff over here. We talk strictly based on facts, what we observe, or analysis. Yes, at some point, whether you're from Great Britain, you're from Trinidad, wherever you're from, you're gonna have that feeling like you want your countrymen to win, but at the end of the day, if they're not in that shape, you just have to be factual based on the athletes that are in the field. Like, that's just what you got to do. You could hope for them to win, but factually, we just got to speak on facts. That's all we got to do. You see, I'm curious to World Championship. Is Seville maybe going to have surgery on his toe, as that's the reason he's not able to consistently run the 200? Well, based on an interview that I saw that his coach was talking about it, there's a possibility that he might end up doing it. I don't want to speak too much on that. You guys might be able to jump on YouTube and look for that video with TVJ speaking to Coach Glenn Mills, and then you'll get more insight on what exactly is going on with him. I don't like to speak too much on other people's interview. I'll give brief synopsis of what was said, but I don't go too deep into everything that they say. I try to give my perception of what I think based on the information that I have. So you guys could definitely check that out. And as I said, I'll be here tomorrow. I'm gonna try to sign on for 8. I'm gonna try to make, whatever arrangements I need to make, because I definitely gotta stream during that the 200-meter final. So I'll definitely be here. Definitely enjoy the conversation. I appreciate you guys commenting and everything. The chat, the channel wouldn't be as fun right now without you guys, sharing y'all comments. So I definitely appreciate that, and I'll definitely be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. It's tough to be consistent all year round with a lot of stuff that's going on in general, like in life. So pardon me if I don't post like super consistent, but you know you guys still show up here year after year. Whenever I post that I'm gonna have a live stream, you guys always join. So as I said, I definitely appreciate that, and I'll definitely be here tomorrow as usual. Business, gonna take care of it. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Your boy Ryan here with East Coast Athletics, signing out.